walk you through it. Don't worry about it. Hey, all right, here we are. I'm going to type in a little welcome message. Yes, we had a little technology blip. Let's see. Blocks, if you have them, and blankets are super helpful. This is the first live, so you'll have to excuse any bloopers that happen. It's all life, right? Okay, so blocks and blankets, and I know you want to get started. So if you don't know who I am, if you have never met me, my name is Candace. We are going to get to this practice. This is a celebration class based off the 30 days of strength and grace yoga. I am recording in the studio today. So yes, I have an audience on the side that you cannot see. Our calendar themes, mobility, balance, strength, and grace are going to be a little blend of this class. So let's get started and let's come down to our backs. Let's come down to our backs on the mat, feet bent, relax your feet bent, knees bent. Yeah, knees bent. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Nice. Another big breath in. And a long breath out. All right, let's check into your energy. And if you are live with me and want to jump into the chat, either give me a thumbs up, a thumbs to the side, or a thumbs down based on high energy, so-so energy, or feeling kind of groggy. Nice. Got some good energy in this room. All right, take another big breath in. And let it out as you slowly bring your arms all the way up overhead. So you're going to be lying back. I'm going to join you flat in just a minute. So you're feeling the extension from your lower spine all the way up to your fingertips. And as you take a breath in, release your exhale, bring your arms out to a T and roll the palms up. All right. Now inhale, bring the palms back right up straight like you're creating the letter I. And then come back to that T with palms up. One more time, bring your hands all the way up to the I. Exhale, open up to a Y. So just part way between that I, whatever your variation is. And then glide your arms along the floor, that bend the elbows like you're trying to create a pinching sensation around your spine with your shoulder blades. So you've got this kind of a W shape. Beautiful. Stay right here. I'm going to offer you a little something to think about. If you can't build a life that feels good, let me try that again. You can't build a life that feels good if you can't feel your life. Just let that land. All right, relax your arms down by your sides. All right, so a little bit of mobility, balance, strength, and grace. We're going to blend our 30 days. Down by your sides, relax your arms for a moment. And then start to shimmy your shoulders underneath your body. We're going to come into a bridge, and I'm going to join you here. Come into a bridge. So with your bridge, your shoulder blades have that kind of sensation like the W. Think of your W arms on the back of your body. And then press down into your mat. Maybe there's space for your arms to walk underneath you. And then notice what you feel. Okay, kind of notice what you feel. There might be a bodily sensation, some pinching or crankiness, or maybe this feels like a great stretch. Release the arms, bring the hips all the way back down to the floor. Pause for one full round of breath. And then slowly bring your knees into your chest. Give them a little bit of a hug. All right, take another breath in. And follow your exhale. So really slowly extend your legs up to the ceiling. Slowly. Flex your feet. Fan out your toes. And relax your shoulders. You can't create a life that feels good if you don't know how to feel. How do you know what good really feels like? We gotta learn how to feel. All right. Now focusing on your left leg, reach that foot up nice and strong. Place your hands behind the lower part of your left leg. Take a big breath in. With an exhale, start to lower your right leg all the way down to the floor. Yeah. Relax for a moment. Kind of notice the parts of you that are doing the work, the parts that are doing the work with you when maybe they don't need to be. Beautiful. Take another big breath in. We're going to lift up the right leg first. And pause with both extended towards the ceiling. And then transferring your hands over to the back of the right thigh. Travel down again with the left to your breath. Beautiful. Hang there. And then back up. Nice. Drop your knees a little bit closer to your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. And then maybe come into happy baby. So knees can part. Lower legs extend up. Feet looking at the ceiling. Maybe you're holding on to your toes, the back of your calves, the back of your thighs. Wonderful. Bring your feet to touch, the bottoms of your feet to touch. Let the knees come out. So you're thinking about butterfly, but your heels are up off the floor. They're floating. You're holding onto your toes. Keep letting that exhale move through you. Then slowly bringing the knees back together, stretch your right leg back down onto the floor once again. Take a twist, so bending your left knee over your body, out to looking over the side. Stretch out, find that half of a T with your left arm. Early twist. All right, come on back through. Same thing, other side. So just switch it up. Find your other half of the T. Right knee across the body. And come back center. All right. Bring both arms. We're going to come back into bridge. Bring both arms down by your sides once again. Rock your shoulders just a little bit so you can find that sensation of that W for your low back, or for your upper back rather, and then lift your hips up nice and high. Find your variation of bridge. If you are at a hover, that's fantastic. If you are up high, that's fantastic. Pay attention to where your baseline is. What feels good in your body? What makes the most sense to you? We're working on feeling, start to lower down, feeling this practice as an experience for you. Roll over onto one side, your favorite side, and come on up. Once you are seated, sitting up nice and tall, soften your eyes. Legs can be crisscrossed or straight out, one in, one out, however it works for you to stay upright. Soften or close your eyes. And coming back to our theme, our 30 days of strength and grace, you can't build a life that feels good if you can't feel your life. So if that's true, what happens when I stay long enough to hear what I feel? So continue that practice. Extend your arms out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and release. Get some length in the side bodies. Inhale, lift up. Lift up those arms, stretching them right up to the sky. We're going to do that one more time. Releasing your arms. When your inhale comes into your body, again, lift those arms up. And this time, you're going to turn your palms down and bring your body around so you land in hands and knees. However it works for you. This is where a blanket can come in handy. If you want a little extra padding for your knees, just simply set that underneath there. So we've got wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tabletop. So remember that this is tabletop. Just pause and feel the length from your head to your tailbone. And then begin to move through cat-cow. So it's a movement that moves the spine where the belly comes down towards the floor. And then you tuck the tailbone, scoop it in and round up and around the shoulders. Beautiful. Tilt the tailbone up to the sky, lower the belly. Spinal movement. We're creating some freedom. And again, noticing the experience our spine is having right now. This might be pleasant. This might feel rigid. Whatever it is, just simply notice. And come back to a neutral spine. So nice and long from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Take your right leg out to the side. Stretch it out so that your toes are pointing to the top of your mat. Big breath in. And then start to, with your leg extended, start to shift your hips back towards your heel. Stretch your body. Do your best. If there's access in the bottom of that stretched out leg to put the whole sole of the foot on the floor, see what's available. One more breath brings you back up. Take the same extended leg, sweep it behind you to the opposite side. Stretch it out. And now we're leaning a little bit into your right side. Beautiful. Bring that knee right back underneath your hip and move through cat-cow again. Tilting the tailbone, tucking the tailbone. And see how your spine follows along. Maybe it moves slowly. Maybe it moves quickly. How much of your spine has your attention? And when you finish that round, come back to neutral. Same thing. We're going to move off to the left. So stretching that left leg out. Your foot engaging the best you can. Flat foot down on the floor the best you can. Toes looking up towards the top of your mat. Take a big breath in. And follow your exhale. Hips back to heel. Hips back to heel. Stretch forward with your arms. Maybe you even come up to fingertips here. Get curious about how that changes this shape. Another breath brings us back to tabletop. Swing that left leg to the opposite side. Lean a little bit into the left hip. And then bringing it back to center. Beautiful. Take the big toes together, knees, big toes. Wow, okay, there. All the bloopers. Big toes touch, moving into child's pose. Knees go wide. Lower the heart. Slowly rise back up. If you've got the blanket under your knees, set that off to the side. We're going to make our way up to down dog. So planting your hands and stretching your legs back. Before you lift those hips, stretch your legs back so you can kind of see what kind of a distance your body has. You can take up all that space. You absolutely can. And then as you tip yourself upside down into that inverted V, hips are up nice and high. Look at the space you are creating for your body to move into. Pedal out your feet. Left heel, right heel. Nice. If this is feeling a lot on your shoulders, feel free to drop your knees down and take a variation that releases a little bit of pressure off your shoulders. You're still going to get that nice spinal stretch. All right, and now lift your heels up nice and high if you are lifted up. Drop both heels over to the right. Little side body stretch. Lift up through center. If your knees are down, move your hands to get the side body stretch. And then come through center. We're going to look towards the top of our mats and walk up, feet to the top of our mat. I'm going to shimmy around so I'm facing the camera. Inhale, lift up halfway. Nope, I changed my mind. I'm coming sideways so you can see my halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Beautiful. Halfway again. So as you're coming up halfway, glide your hands right up so your thumbs are coming into those hip creases. Draw the elbows back towards the back of the room, back of the mat, and reach your heart forward, nice and long. There's your halfway lift. Notice the sensations as they change a little bit when you give that extra emphasis. And now slowly start to dip your hips, keeping your knees back. We're going to come into a variation of chair. Release the hands up to your heart or forward. Either one, up to the heart or forward, or if that was really helpful to have your thumbs in the hip creases, of course you can stay there. Lower the hips. Feel the low belly drawing in a little bit of a tuck to the tailbone for some stability. Beautiful. And forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and release. Come all the way up to stand with a nice big arm circle. Maybe you feel those shoulder blades pinching. Feel into your stretched out eye and come back to hands meeting at the heart. Pause and simply notice your feet. Simply notice your feet. Where are you? Where are you? And now with purpose, shift your weight between your legs. Into the left foot, into the right foot. And pay attention to how the body seems to respond when you're a little off balance. Come back to center. Tell your body it's all good. We've got you. We've got you. All right. And then shift your weight into your right standing leg, which mine right is over here. Okay. Bend your knee. Bend your left knee. We're going to come into a tree. Okay. Take the left knee out to the side. And then very slowly bring that bent knee foot a little closer to your ankle. Still feeling stable? Great. If you're still feeling stable, start to work your foot up your leg, making a connection. Okay? Feel the power. Feel what activates and what needs a little bit of support activating. You're like, oh, maybe I could, tuck the tailbone a little bit. Maybe I could stand up a little taller without too much chatter. Simply let it be a support statement. Beautiful. Following arms go up, reaching towards the sky. Beautiful. If you want to give yourself another challenge, try lifting your heel. Okay, let's see. All right, there's a little bit. Come on back down. Shake it out, shake it out. Inhale, sweep it up, big round circles. Inhale to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Rise up all the way again, right away. Let's switch legs and come into the tree on the other side. We know what to do. Right? Feel the foundation of your standing leg, which is your left. Feel the connection that you're creating with different parts of your body. Yeah. Notice your body communicating. Notice the muscles that are firing up and what could maybe in the jaw loosen up or in the eyes. Beautiful. Let it go. Shake it out. Shake it out. Beautiful. Let's come into taking the feet a little bit wider. So turn long ways on your mat. Yeah, so your feet, you're going to take up more space on your mat. All right, breath in, and you'll make this adjustment as we start to bend your knees. You'll make an adjustment to see where knees and feet will, where they'll stack. Thank you very much. So track your knees the best you can over your ankles. They're moving outward. Okay, so knee in the direction of looking out over the pinky. Feel that nice burn? All right, as you come up, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows. We're going to come into right angled elbows, right angled knees. Inhale, straighten up, get long. Exhale, back it down. Okay, get that tailbone, just a little scoop. As you're coming up, squeeze those glutes together. Beautiful, relax and dip down. We're gonna come up, standing one more time. And this time, as you come down, bending into your knees, hold it there and take your right elbow towards your right knee. And then towards the left. Get a little playful here, towards the right, towards the left, towards the right, towards the left. Beautiful, forward fold. Take a wide leg, forward fold. Woo. You didn't know you had that in you, did you? Walk your hands towards your left foot, little side body stretch. Walk them over to the right, little side body stretch. And then while you're on that right side, turn your body. So now your right toes are facing the short end of your mat again. Back toes flip up, but drop your knee. Okay, so your knee down with that back left leg. And now lift up to place your hands on your right thigh. Beautiful. Nice stretch. Get nice and long here. You might feel this in your left hip flexor. Take those hands and bring them behind your head. Fingertips to the back of your head. Chin draws in. Beautiful. And now start to hover a little bit over your front thigh. Hover. Keep the spine nice and long. Either stay here or stretch the arms forward. Beautiful. Drop your hands down on either side of your front foot. Tuck your back toes. Lift up your knee. All right. Shift, you bounce your back knee in just a little bit, your back foot rather, so you have some space to rock back. This is a great place for blocks. That would be a little helpful and a little optional. And lift your front toes. So you're coming into a little bit more of a runner's lunge. So your back heel has dropped to the floor. Yeah, lift those front toes for a little stretch. Beautiful. Step both feet together. Beautiful. We're going to take this right on the other side. And I'm going to turn my body around so that the other side, so my camera angle is okay. So now we're going to take the right foot back and your left foot is forward. All right. Drop your knee. So your right knee is coming down to the mat. Hands come up to the left thigh. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep it up. Fingertips come to the back of the head. Drop that tailbone down. Try to get nice and long here. Fingertips to the back of the head. Open those elbows. And then from here, hover. Strengthen that core. Engage the core. Maybe reach your arms forward. Beautiful. Hands come down to your blocks or to the floor. Tuck your back toes. Lift that back foot in enough so you can drop your heel. And your front toes come up off the floor, getting yourself a nice stretch in that front leg. Nice stretch. If it helps, you can turn those blocks up a little higher so you've got a little bit more space in your torso. You can still breathe. Wonderful. Step it forward, both feet together. Set your blocks aside. Thumbs come back to those hip creases as we come into another chair. So dipping those hips down again, those elbows going back. Yeah. All right. And then fly your arms forward as you sit your hips. And then with those extended arms, plug the heads of your shoulders in. So you feel your shoulder blades kind of anchor in to the back of your upper body. Beautiful. Forward fold. Nice. Walk it back to an upper push-up. All right. So knees up or down. You decide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Gently lower all the way down to the floor. Rest on your belly. It's fun class around here. I'm hearing giggles. All right. Forehead comes down to your hands. Just rest. And now start to bring the upper body up. We're coming into Sphinx. So the forearms engage with the mat. Elbows right around under your shoulders. And you can play with that a little bit. So that same sensation we were talking about before with the shoulder blades onto the back. So there's a little bit of, if it helps you to visualize drawing your collarbones apart or rolling your biceps towards the front of the room, however it helps you to feel this experience. And then if you're feeling pinching in your low back, you've got a couple options here. So we don't want pinching. We want length. So either anchoring the pelvis down into the floor a little bit or lowering down a little bit closer to the mat. Maybe you take your hands a little bit away from your body and take a little space out of the low back. Hold and breathe, building all kinds of strength. Beautiful. Slide all the way down. I've got a fun one for you. Bring your arms out to the sides like a T. Yes, your forehead is mooshed into the mat right now. And then come up onto finger pads. Okay. From here, bend the elbows so that your fingers come closer to your body. Yeah, and if they're close enough to your body where you're feeling your shoulder blades come together, closer to your spine, you've got it. Okay? Even if it was a little movement. And now from here, anchor the pelvis, anchor the tops of the toes, lift the heart. All right, building some upper body strength, upper back body strength, lower down. We'll do this, let's do this 4 times. So come on up again. Little pause, hold, and release. Lift it up again. Try using those very strong back muscles. And on your 4th, lift and hold. Beautiful. Release down. Slide your right knee up alongside your body and rest. Come to half frog. Life comes with all kinds of feels. And sometimes those are active feels. Sometimes those are resting feels. And right here on your mat is where you get the no distraction version of really tuning into your body. Send that side back. Slide the left knee up. And now I bet you're wondering, why do I need to tune into my body? What does that mean, tune into my body? Well, our body has always given us clues to our life. And by tuning into your body, you start to learn its language. You have an internal guidance system. It's always been there. It arrived with you earthside. Some of us call it the soul. Some of us call it intuition. Some of us call it gut knowing. Send your left leg back. We're going to come into down dog once again. So lift the hips, walk your hands out, tuck the toes, and lift up again. But this language that I speak of as you pedal out your feet, this language that I speak of, drop the knees and come back, hips to heels, child's pose. When there are distractions, it's very easy to not hear it. And sometimes subconsciously, we do that on purpose. And that's because it might be we don't necessarily want to feel that certain something. Walk your hands over to the left and settle in on this side of the body. And then come through center and walk over to the right. But by learning, come back to center, take the right arm this time under. We're going to thread it through. By learning this language, your body's essentially giving you a map. And that doesn't mean life is going to be super butter easy. It's simply going to be a way. And you can choose it or not. But on the other side, I believe, switch sides, on the other side of that discomfort, that awkwardness, that unknowing, that uncertainty, I believe is the life that we are truly desiring. The one that feels the most authentic. Come on back through. And up to hands and knees once again. Tuck the tailbone, move through cat-cow, round the spine. Tuck the tailbone and around the spine. Beautiful. Take your right knee, or right foot rather, all the way back to the back of the mat. Plant your hands and now lift up that heel. So it's extended out from your body, right about hip level. Okay. And then from there, this is optional. You can take your left fingertips to the front of your mat or lifted. Some of us call this tiger. Some of us call this exciting. Some of us call this challenging. All perspective. Deep breath here. Stay with it. And release it down. Whew. Shake it out a little bit and then switch sides. What happens? Remember, what happens when I stay long enough to hear what I feel? Left leg is extended back and lifted. Right fingertips are forward, either down or lifted. Let's hold. And release. Beautiful. Shift it back. Take child's pose. In the theme of mobility, balance, strength, and grace, our life is all of it. And sometimes it feels fluid, and sometimes it feels crazy. Like, what in the world? Come on, back up. Hands and knees. This time, come forward. Keep the knees down, but come forward like you're doing a knees down plank. Okay. Hold. And then notice where your elbows are. I'm going to walk you through this slow first. Elbows start to bend, but move in the back, like if you were trying to reach your toes. Okay. Only lower down a little bit and then push back up. Okay. Place your hands, lower down just a little bit. Beautiful. Press back up. Send it back, hips to heels. All right, so this time as we come up, inhale, come up forward, same shape, lower down part way, come back up and press back, hips to heels. We're going to take it to a movement. Come forward, press, lift, send it back. Come forward, feel your breath carry you forward, press, lift, and back. Inhale, come forward, press, lift, and this time, as you're coming back, come back to the right side of your body. So you're giving a lot of emphasis to one side. Stretch through the right hip. Roll around, shift the weight over into the left, and then navigate your way back into that upper push-up. Down a little bit, back up, straight to the center. Beautiful. Inhale, come forward, bend, push back up. Now let's go to the left. Lean those hips to the left as you're traveling back. Take it a little bit slower so you have time to make those adjustments with your balance, with the coordination, navigating to the center, shifting your hips to the right. Come on, back up. Heart lands up forward again. Bend, straighten, and press back. Beautiful. All right, let's lower down to the floor. Come on to your back. Hopefully you're taking care of yourselves out there. Roll it down. Picking and choosing the pieces that work best for you. Whew. On your back. Rock a little bit side to side. There you go. Those knees falling a little bit side to side. Beautiful. The knees all the way over towards the right. Get yourself a nice stretch along the left hip. Lifting up and moving to the opposite. Move this right foot back to find that space where you can stretch out the right side. Beautiful. Come to center. And bringing the knees back into the chest. Take a full breath in. And curl up, nose to knees. Roll your head down, knees come away from your body just a little bit. Big breath in. Exhale, bring it all together. Back into a ball. Inhale, part. Exhale, together. Let your feet come down, your head come down to the mat. Open your arms. Just taking a moment to notice where your energy is here. See if it's different from the beginning of the class. It could be the same, a little shift, a big shift. Just take this little pause to notice. And then bending the right knee, coming into a reclined pigeon. So your right ankle is going to cross over the left knee. You might stop right there. You might lift up the left leg, either thread your hands behind your thigh or find support for your left foot, maybe up on a block. Do your best to soften your shoulders down into the mat. Really flex your right foot. Flex it as if you're stepping. So the flexed foot is knees or toes rather, looking like they could go to the knee. And then release it down. We're gonna stretch out both legs, one and then the other. Just shake them out a little bit and then come on back in, switch sides. Now notice the feel here. We're practicing experiencing different feels in our body. Noticing the stories that try to creep in. But simply to notice, the power of noticing. Beautiful. Release your feet down to the floor. Stretch your legs out again, simply to shake out any tension that might have creeped in. With extended legs, flex your feet again and roll both feet outwards. So your right toes move towards maybe 1, 2, or 3 o'clock. The left toes move outward, 11, 10, wherever they go. And now switch the opposite. So now you're going to come in where the heels are more outward and the toes are more inward. Extend your legs out one more time. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Good. Big full body stretch here. And before we completely settle, it might feel good. This is where a blanket could come in handy. It might feel good to have a blanket under your head or under your knees. So So feel free to set that up. You want a blanket rolled up and just tucked under your knees or a bolster. As you're settling in, and the body's becoming quieter, this is when the mind starts to get louder. And that's okay. That's okay. As your mind starts to get louder in the silence, notice its attempt to feel pleasant, good, as we might call it. Resting shapes are often really the most challenging part of a practice. In this world of go, 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 do, 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 simply being can be really uncomfortable. Let's just bring that to light. As a statement. And you can decide how much you resonate with that or not. Notice if your body is starting to look for something to do or solve a problem, fix something. What if your body was asking you simply to listen? Listen to the joy. Listen to the tears. Listen to the frustration. No worries, concerns. To simply listen. Without doing, just simply listen. Staying right where you are for a moment. Softly listening. You can't build a life that feels good if you can't feel your life. I encourage you to keep coming back to participate. Maybe replay the 30 days of strength and grace while you're waiting for the next challenge to come out on June 1st. But really think about the difference between managing your life and experiencing your life. I invite you to let that come into your space and feel into it. And some days, I suppose, managing fits the moment. But if you're here, I'm sure you're someone that feels like they want to experience life more. All the feels without pushing them away, just simply learning how to be with them. I want to thank you very, very much for joining the challenge if you were there and joining today. Take a nice deep breath in and a big exhale out. Roll onto your favorite side and come up to seated for our close, please. Today, recording live once again. I get to see faces. Draw attention to your heart. Maybe bring your hands to your heart. Let's close this beautiful celebration practice, this celebration of you, of feels, of experiencing, full of peace, love, and gratitude. Namaste. Woo! That was great. That was great. Really good. You naughty girls in the back laughing.